Then we'll turn over the schedule. So we switched traffic, reopening Plum Street as planned on Friday, and so appreciate the patience there as that took shape, and that's obviously fully in effect now. And we're looking at with a temporary gravel surface as heavily traveled as Plum Street is and going to continue to be. We're aware of the dust control and the need for that, and so we've been watering it regularly, and there may be some alternate products that we're going to look at to try to give it a little longer time frame in between treatments, but just, I guess bear with us there, understanding that is a gravel surface. We'll continue to grade it. Wet weather is always going to have an impact on that, so it just, there'll be a little understanding with that, but I guess we just appreciate the cooperation. And as we've been communicating, Plum Street's going to likely be open now as is for at least 3 weeks. Could be even better part of 4 weeks. So it's going to be like this a little bit, and we'll continue to address concerns as necessary. And with that, understand the holiday weekend. Again, we're going to be looking at Plum Street, and then there's also been some pretty significant potholes east of Potter, between the bridge and Potter specifically, and so we're aware of those as well, and the city and MnDOT are going to work cooperatively to get those addressed before the weekend as well. So sooner the better. We're aware of that, but certainly before the holiday weekend. And so I guess with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan and give us kind of our schedule outlook, and then can answer any questions.
All right, thanks, Corey. Now, like Corey said, we got the Plum Street open. That'll be open for projecting 3 weeks, and then we'll close that down and do the concrete work in there. Really, right now, we've finished all the utility work on the south side of the road, so now it's a road prep operation, and then it'll go into a concrete operation pretty soon. Along with that, the electricians have some work to do to put in the street lights and the signals. But really, it becomes a concrete paving operation as early as middle or late this week. Definitely, I expect them to be here in full force next week. They'll pour the straight curb first, and then the main drive lanes, and then work their way from the inside out to the curb, and then I think from the buildings out to the curb. Is my understanding of that, and we'll be anxious to see a whole bunch of concrete going down in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks.
All right, thank you, Ryan. So as Ryan indicated, the concrete is going to focus on the curb to start, and then like we've been communicating here several weeks now, where there'll be the curb, and then they'll be going out and focusing on the drive lanes, the mainline pavement, and then working with the closed intersections, those tiebacks, working the parking lanes. And an important thing to note is the curb is kind of going to be the starting point, not only for the concrete work, but it's also going to let some of the other scopes of work continue to progress. The new light pole bases, those will come in after the curb. That'll be concurrent to the mainline paving. And additional to that, there's some structural soil requirements with the new trees in the tree grade areas. And so I guess more of just a heads up that even though the curb work is going to be out in the road and they're going to be doing a lot of the mainline paving, there's going to still be work behind the curb in that sidewalk area. And we're going to continue to keep access like we've been doing, but just wanted to give a heads up on that those work scopes are necessary before the new sidewalk. So they got to give them an opportunity to get in there and get that work done. And so that'll start to take shape as soon as this new curb's in, which we're hoping is either late this week or early next week. And beyond that, like Ryan said, the utilities are all done. We have one more stretch to bacteria test, and that's actually in Plum Street. So we're going to be a little creative in how we schedule that, and might necessitate some flagging. And it's pretty short duration stuff, 15-minute windows hopefully, but we still got to get in there and get that in. Better now than right before concrete in case we have any issues. So that's going to happen here probably. It could be later this week, but we'll make sure people can get around and get by, and appreciate the patience with that too. So I think from an update standpoint, that's really all I had. I think I caught everything, Ron, that you were concerned with. If you have anything else, and otherwise, we'd take any questions that folks may have, if there are any. Nothing though. So, but, so yeah, I just appreciate everyone coming. Wish you a good and safe holiday weekend. And Plum Street's going to be the only one open. So Bush and Potter will stay closed. So we're not expecting any changes this week. And that's, folks can plan accordingly then for their plans. So.
And again, for the holiday weekend, we are going to try to patch Main Street, get those big potholes over by Potter Street filled up so that you're not dodging big potholes, and get the Plum Street intersection, the gravel, so it isn't so dusty. So hopefully then everything will be buttoned up for the weekend, and traffic will be pretty much just like it is now. It's just that we'll make those couple little upgrades for it.
Yep.
Hopefully you see a curb machine in here tomorrow.
So, yep. Awesome. Thank you, Ron. Well, thank you folks for coming and for watching. We'll see you next week.